What you doing?
Ran out of space on my phone, so I'm deleting some stuff. Bye, singing dog. Bye, goal.
I pronounce you
Bye, wedding ceremony.
Stop. At Metro PCS, you get 2 free phones with twice as much memory.
Really?
Don't say bye to your memories. Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 free LG K20 Plus phones with 32 gigs when you switch 2 lines. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figure it out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.
This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 882. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the big game hunter, the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com and NoBSCoachingAdvice.com. Welcome. 9 months into my year of doing work on sharing opinions and ideas about how to interview effectively. One more quarter to go, 90 some odd days. Join me here. That's what I'm doing daily on No BS Job Search Advice Radio. And my other show, Job Search Radio, covers everything else. I've just finished a month dealing with negotiation, and now I'm back to the usual stuff of sharing information about all other elements of job search. Now, today's show is a real straightforward and simple one. It's one that answers a tough interview question that I think, frankly, a lot of you would get wrong. Hope you find it helpful, and in the meantime, let's get going. And this is one of those tough interview questions I enjoy helping people with. And this one's a little bit, well, it's unusual. Frankly, it's one that I've only heard used one time, and I thought it was a great question for today. The question is, how did you really learn to think for yourself? Now, Lord knows, if you grew up in the United States or India or many other countries where there's a lot of rote learning that goes on, frankly, you didn't learn to think in the school system. You learned to shut up, do what you were told, regurgitate a bunch of stuff, do what you were told, deliver product. You know, it's kind of like you were trained for the workforce, except in school. Those are the basic lessons of school. And then you get to university, it's much the same thing. There's an implicit threat when you're in the school system that you won't get into a good college. When you're in a good college, the threat is that you won't get a good job. When you get the good job, you're threatened with being fired, and one day you're fired anyway. So the systems are basically set up with a fear motivation, and you got to deliver product. And that's not thinking. How did you learn to think? What's the story where you broke out of the box or the cage and started to think on your own? And I'm not saying you didn't take the frameworks that you were given previously, but think about it for a second, because I know most of you really aren't equipped, haven't really put yourself in this position. Maybe it was a mentor while you were in university. Maybe it was a parent who basically, instead of giving you allowance, made you work for it. Whatever it is, you've got to tell that story and contrast it with how you now understand the school systems were trying to prepare you for the world of work. Now, a firm that's going to ask this type of a question is more of a startup environment. It's not going to be big, monstrous bureaucracy because they like the conformity, right? I don't care if you're talking about the most successful investment firm known to mankind or some other consumer products firm. They tend to like this systems approach that you've been conditioned for. But think about it. For the startup, for the smaller organization, being asked, how did you learn to think? How did you learn to think for yourself is really the pivotal question that many of them need to ask, and you need to be prepared to answer. I'm not going to offer you a solution to this one because really it has to be a unique story for you. And in doing so, you have to contrast it with the conditioning that you receive. So using myself as an example, I would talk about, I grew up in New York in the public school system. And, basically I was conditioned to be a nice, conforming individual, and I understood that. But along the way, I became involved in local politics. And I started to think independently at that time and see the world for what it was instead of how I was being told it was. The impact of it, and I'd go through the story about how in the course of doing that work, in the course of being involved, I started to look at things in a different sort of way and started to go crazy as I started to work in the search business, and how basically what I was being used for is to find nice conforming people for nice conforming jobs. You get where I'm coming from. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here's a few ways that I can be of help to you. First of all, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching from me, help with interview preparation, or with assistance on a salary negotiation, email me at jeffaltman@thebiggamehunter.us. In the subject line, tell me what it's about: coaching, interview prep, salary negotiation, whatever it is. Just put it in the subject line, and in the body, just tell me what's going on, and we'll schedule a time to speak. Next, if you're interested in resume and LinkedIn profile reviews, critiques and such, or a job search makeover where I review every aspect of what you've been doing in your search and try and help you make corrective action one time, you can find out about it at my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us. Look for the tab on top that indicates the kind of service that you want. Click through, place the order, and we'll get to work right away. And there's always JobSearchCoachingHQ.com, where I have curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read that's going to help you find work more quickly. Plus, through the site, for one price, you can also ask me questions as well. Again, that site is JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. I'll be back with more soon, and in the meantime, have a great day. Take care.
What you doing?
Ran out of space on my phone, so I'm deleting some stuff. By singing dog. By goal.
I pronounce you.
By wedding ceremony.
Stop. At Metro PCS, you get 2 free phones with twice as much memory.
Really?
Don't say bye to your memories. Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 free LG K20 Plus phones with 32 gigs when you switch 2 lines. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.
What you doing?
Ran out of space on my phone, so I'm deleting some stuff. By singing dog. By goal.
I pronounce you.
By wedding ceremony.
Stop. At Metro PCS, you get 2 free phones with twice as much memory.
Really?
Don't say bye to your memories. Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 free LG K20 Plus phones with 32 gigs when you switch 2 lines. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.